So that's a reminder. This is the BayaniHAHAn Laughter Therapy for the Public Servant webinar. And here are just some reminders. So please make sure you have a paper and pen and have another mobile device or a laptop that you can use to go to a different link. All participants will be on mute initially, but if you want to recite or say something, feel free to raise your hand if you want to share something, but you can also type your comments and questions in the chat box. If anyone at any point has questions they feel like they want to send in, you can either message it privately to me, Chloe, or Kim, our facilitator for the day. Certificates will be given at the end of the webinar via our evaluation link. So we'll be sending that by the end of the webinar. All right, so hello, you're joining a webinar collaborated with Moment to Moment, yes. So this is Positive Workplaces, and we aim to co-create cultures that enhance the well-being of the Filipino workforce. And today our speaker is Kim Chua. She is the co-founder and an abundance coach at Moment to Moment Stress Management Solutions. She is a registered psychometrician, financial advisor, and meditation and yoga teacher. She advocates for the youth and the practice of mindfulness and loving kindness integrated into one's day-to-day routine. She graduated from UP Diliman with a degree in BA Psychology and completed her yoga and meditation teacher training and Reiki training at White Space Wellness. She founded Moment to Moment, which is a stress management solutions provider. They facilitate workshops on breathwork, expressive arts, laughter wellness, which we'll be talking about today, mindfulness, and self-love.
My invitation for you today is we'll be doing a quick breath awareness practice. So together, everybody, let's set up our posture by sitting up straight and creating a long spine. All right, keeping our chin parallel to the ground. All right, as we have our laughter therapy session today, my invitation for you is to just see the things that we are about to do today as if you're doing it for the first time. So everybody, let's set up by rolling our shoulders forward, upward, and back like this. Forward, upward, and back, and then reverse, backward, upward, forward, backward, upward, forward. Wonderful. As we place our hands on our laps, palms facing up, if you feel that you need more energy for today, palms facing down if you wish to connect with a sense of calmness or groundedness. Whatever that option is like for you, respecting and honoring that. For your eyes, you can choose to keep your eyes open, half-masked, medyo nakapikit, or closing your eyes altogether. For a few minutes and for a few cycles of breath, we will just inhale for 4 counts and exhale for another 4 counts. Let's do it together. Exhaling first to synchronize our breath as we inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, noticing how the air passes through your nostrils, filling up the lungs. Exhaling, slowly bringing the air back to your environment. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Breathing in and breathing out. And my next invitation for you is to bring up your palms like this and covering your ears just for a bit. We will listen to our breath for just 3 rounds. Inhaling, observing how the breath sounds like. And exhaling. First round. Second, breathing in and breathing out. And one last, inhale and exhale. Amazing, amazing. Slowly bring your hands down and opening your eyes if they were closed. And gentle shake, shake, shake by the hands. Welcome back, everyone. All right. If you can type in the chat box, how did that feel like for you today? All right. How did that? Yeah. For some, they mentioned it's energizing. For some, it's relaxing, no? And so our breath, no, can give us various feelings or experiences. But one thing is for sure, no? It's something that we all share as human beings. 'Di ba? Pagkapanganak pa lang sa atin, no one had to teach us how to breathe. And yet, hmm, kaya natin siyang gawin, di ba? No matter we're from Asia, Antarctica, o kaya naman Europe, di ba? Africa, wherever we may be in the world, as human beings, we know that we can connect to our breath. And so, with that, thank you everyone for joining me in that first practice for our session today in this laughter therapy session. We are inviting you to join us, no, in the techniques. Of course, with much precaution. Dahil meron po ako nakikita, isa pong nagda-drive ata. No? So, again, with precaution, ha, feel free to park aside muna. Ayan. So, for our techniques today, this will be an interactive type of workshop. And so, we hope your papers and pens are ready. And as we begin, no, I'll be sharing in a bit, no, a quick check-in question. No? So before that, I'd love to hear from everyone. Ayan. So let me share with you. Okay, and so here we are today in our, diba, BayaniHAHAn. Bakit nga ba na pag tumatawa pala tayo, ayan, dalawa na. So I can stop this other one. Okay,
So she's just connecting to audio right now. Let's just give her a moment. So maybe right now everyone can type in the chat box their nickname and then affirm that I am a genius. So if you can just type that in the chat box for now. Hi, Pam. Hello. So if everyone can participate, yes, I am a genius, no? Own natin na matalino tayo. Hello, Summer. Jade, Beth, Mon. Good afternoon. So let's just give her a moment to also connect to the audio. So hi, Timothy, Miles, Trix. Hello. On Kens, Belle, Ali. Hello. Daisy. Hi, I'm Divine. Wow, yes. What a beautiful nickname. Hello. Wow, we have so many people joining us today. It's such an opportunity that we're able to spend time to discuss this topic. I think it's been a stressful few weeks. Coming back from Holy Week, no? Parang wala nang break, dire-diretso na tayo to work. Hello, Kath!
yes, amazing everyone, loving the energies. And yes, no, it's why are we doing this exercise, no? So precisely, no, because when we're able to affirm the genius in each and every one of us, we get to manage and see also na, okay, this is how pala, this is what's going on, okay? And we get to shift from our negativity bias into reminding ourselves that, hey, all right, this is something that I am. No? The fact that neurons are firing in our brains is enough proof that we are indeed geniuses. And this is a practice by Dr. Joe Dispenza, wherein he believes no, in the practice of affirmations and claiming that sense of abundance. And so, really, thank you everyone for joining in this practice, because even if at the start it may feel a little bit awkward or um, let's say parang weird or whatnot, no? Pero yon, it allows us, no, to, sige, let me use this other one. Okay, so how it works is, what happens is we sometimes get overwhelmed, no, with all of the things that's happening. And yet, when we remember that we are indeed geniuses somehow, no, even if it's a little bit subtle, or sometimes in our culture here in the Philippines, nako, masabi lang nating kaya ko tong gawin, o kaya naman matalino ako, nasasabihan na tayong mayabang tayo, di ba? And yet, here in this space, no, let's create that space wherein we can affirm that we are indeed geniuses and celebrating and uplifting one another, okay? And so with this, I'd like also to hear from everyone, no? Let's have this quick check-in wherein we are able to share with each other. This is anonymous, no? So feel free to share with us. How are you feeling today? Diba? Maybe the last time someone asked you, oh, kamusta? How are you? May default answer kasi tayo madalas. Diba? Na, I'm fine, thank you. I'm good. Okay naman, diba? Pero today, no, we'd like you to check out these emojis, no? And our invitation for you is to use the phrase. Sige, so let me pull out our... Ayan. Here it is. Join with me.
So we've sent the Menti link also in the chat box in case you want to click that link and join us to answer that.
Okay, great. So let me just share the Menti. Yeah, let's hear from each other. And here, with this practice, no, we get to share with one another by using the format, I am feeling blank. Now, why is it powerful to use that instead of, ayan. So let us share. Instead of I am blank, no? Because when we use the phrase I am feeling, we get to still validate that this is how I'm feeling right now. And yet, diba? Yeah, so let me present this. Okay, so you can also type in the chat if the Menti is a little bit challenging to use today. Okay, so for this moment, how are you feeling? So feel free to share with us. And with this, no, it allows us and it gives us that space, no, to recognize that, okay, this is how I am feeling. And yet I am not that emotion per se. So maybe for a moment, I can feel a bit frustrated. I can feel a little bit sad, no? Pero I am not that sadness, no, per se. Pero I can feel that. I have every right to feel my feelings, okay? So here I'm seeing that a number are feeling great, no? And a number also are feeling motivated, inspired, while a number would say that they're feeling stressed, no, anxious, tired, burnt out, no. And also we have here happy, and then the chat, we also have a few responses, no. Feeling good, feeling great, and feeling happy, feeling blessed, steady still, no. So also recognizing yung mga in-betweens natin, no. Sometimes yung we're feeling chill, okay lang, diba? That's also valid as it is, no. So really labeling that. And when we get to label, no, how we are feeling, maybe we feel a little less intimidated by these, no? We get a sense of, okay, this is what's going on, all right? So a number share that they're feeling overwhelmed, while a number also are sharing that they're motivated, excited, and also while some, no, are feeling tired while at the same time trying to cope, diba? And that's what's important, no? That no matter what we may be going through in life, we are reminded that we are never alone in this journey, no? And that's, see, all of us all of us here rather in this Zoom room, diba, are humans who are allowed to feel, diba? So thank you everyone for generously sharing here. Meron nag-share ng, yan, also some, no, would be feelings na parang physical manifestations we're in, like we may feel some headache, no, while some are also in the emotional context, no. So thank you everyone for sharing this, and let's take a moment to read through and just hold space, no, and recognize for one another that, okay, this is where we're coming from, and that's okay. All right, so thank you everyone for generously sharing how you are feeling today, diba? And with that, no, that's just really a quick exercise on acknowledging our feelings. Bakit? No? Kasi napansin nyo ba pag meron kayong pamangkin, di ba? And they tug your shirt, o kaya naman they're calling for your attention. Our feelings are similar, no? Sometimes our feelings are meant to be felt as well. And so, just like a child, when they call our attention, pag hindi natin pinansin, di ba? Sooner or later, they might throw a tantrum. All right? And so with that, we can actually, di ba, give that attention lang, di ba? Parang papansinin lang natin na, yes, I see you. Na yes, I see you, this feeling, no? And so, hindi siya nagbabottle up, di ba? So thank you for joining us in that quick and steady exercise. And so right now, I'd also like to share, no, what are our objectives for today's session? It would be, tandaan lang natin, A, B, C. Can we say this together, everyone? A, B, C. A stands for advocating awareness, all right? So advocating awareness on what, diba? Stress patterns and feelings that we may have. So for B, we have building mindful habits, creating that breathing space, just like as how we started our session today, and building SOPs for ourselves, no? Na, okay, pag ito yung naramdaman natin, what can we do about it? Na, meron pala akong pwedeng gawin about it. And for C would be connect. So connecting to courage and resilience that is already within us. And of course, with one another. And so let's just have another quick energy check. For those of you who are having open videos, no, let's give each other a high hand wave. Hello, hello, everyone. It's great to have this learning session with you. And so why are we having our ABCs, diba? Because, yes, ayan, if meron kayong glass of water, feel free to take a sip, okay? Because we'd like to remind ourselves, diba, that with all that's going around in the world, maybe sometimes we don't understand why is this happening and why is this all parang going on all at the same time, right? And so we can be reminded that it is not selfish, no, to take care of ourselves, because just like the illustration here, diba, we're reminded that we cannot pour from an empty cup. We should take care of ourselves first. And the techniques that we are about to do today are just some ways, no, wherein we can take care of ourselves, because ultimately, no, tayo lang, no? Only ourselves can tell ourselves na this is the best way to do it. And so today, just take with you, what works and what doesn't. So my invitation for you is to just try it out, see how it's like, and then yun, let's see how it goes, diba? And so let's begin. Why the breath, no? Bakit paghinga? Kasi nga, diba, it's ever so accessible. Yung ballpen natin, ako, minsan nasa stock yung ballpen, o kaya naman, minsan wala na palang tinta or na-dry up na pala, di ba? Pero our breath is always ever so reliable. Even if we're asleep, we are breathing. It gives us also a space, no, between stimulus and response. And gives us a slow and steady type, no? With the slow and steady type rather of breath. Kung papansinin po ninyo, babies, when they breathe, di ba? Or children, malalim sila huminga. So the best examples or role models for breathing daw pala would be babies, no? Kasi pag humihinga sila, talagang nagre-rise yung belly nila and it falls, di ba? So malalim, and it allows us to stay calm, no? It signals to the mind that, okay, this slow and steady breathing shifts us from one phase to another, which we'll share. Ano nga ba yun mamaya, no, in a bit. And why laughter? Bakit tayo tatawa mamaya? Well, you may hear often, no, that laughter is the best medicine. Pero aside from that, no, these are some of the reasons why. Because it allows oxygen to flow better in the body. It's also pretty much contagious because later on, you'll see and witness it for yourselves. Right, Chloe, no? When pag tumatawa tayo, nakakahawa siya, no? Na parang we can't help but also laugh, no? So we'll try that in a bit. And it also releases some of our happy hormones, dopamine, serotonin, really keeps ourselves up and going. So whenever you have your next upcoming presentation, talking to a client or something that you have to report about, ayan, meron na tayong quick tools that we can go to. So we have here, this is the common type of stress, no? Pag sinabi nating stress, baka ito yung pumapasok sa isip natin na, shucks, madaming kailangan gawin, may deadlines, no? And these are all valid, no? And so this is one of the types nga of stress, no? Distress. But the good news is, no, according to this definition by Dr. Lazarus, when we encounter stress, stress naman pala is a manner by which our body responds to changes and demands. So in the definition, hindi naman siya exactly negative or like tiring all the time, no? Apparently, it's also a coping mechanism of the body in order for us to survive, di ba? And our ancestors, yung mga ninuno natin, ginagamit nila to back in the day, di ba? And so, aside from this stress, we also have eustress. So this is the positive form of stress, no? Wherein we encounter a beneficial effect on health, motivation, performance, and emotional well-being, diba? Wherein we are able to, usually na-encounter natin to pag may new project tayo. Kaya naman when we're trying something out, diba? Parang medyo, shocks, may adrenaline rush, no? Pero we are feeling motivated and that gentle push, no, to go for it. So this is the eustress type of stress. And so with knowing these two, no, why is it important to know the two types? Because we get to identify for ourselves and we get to notice. So dito napapasok yung letter A. We are having that sense of heightened awareness. What am I feeling right now? Okay, what am I experiencing? Is my body responding in more of a distress type of state or medyo eustress pa naman to, I'm managing it? All right, so reminding ourselves that we can turn that button, no? So there are factors that we can control and there are factors that we can't. And so just noticing and labeling which ones, no, can we control and which ones we cannot for the time being. So some examples, no, would be back in the day, dati-rate, diba, our ancestors had to face calamities, diba, when they would live in the caves, yan, kailangan ready sila. Also, pag may nakita silang tiger, kailangan, they're up and about. Diba? They have that extra rush. Okay, this is how I'm going to do. Kaya yung rush ng blood, no, or yung rush ng oxygen would be also to the mind, no. Yung parang biglang bumibilis yung pag-iisip natin, okay, this is what I have to do. Automatic response siya. It has to be that quick, no. And so it kind of shifts away from the other regular things that we need to do, just like digestion, di ba? Napapansin niyo ba minsan pag stress tayo, parang minsan sumasama yung pakiramdam natin o kaya naman sumasakit yung tiyan, no? Because sometimes, no, it can create some physical manifestations. And now, in the modern day naman, we get to see how the fast-paced world can also give us a sense of pressure, no, or certain expectations. At the same time, encountering the pandemic, diba? And having to juggle multiple roles, of course. All of these are valid, diba? And so most of the time, we encounter ourselves in this left side of your screen, no, the fight, flight, or freeze mode. So again, this is the automatic response, allowing ourselves, and it has allowed our species, diba, to survive. Pero the good news is we can shift pala, no, into the rest, digest, and recover mode. So some of the ways that we can do that would be our breathing and our laughter states, no? So let's try it together, no, by first acknowledging, no, and taking a moment to breathe focus, and recalibrate today. So are you ready for our next activity, everyone? We will pause here together. So prepare your pen and paper. We will recognize our experiences as they are. And this is a quick gratitude practice wherein we will recognize what brings us joy. So again, going against our negativity bias, we will deliberately and intentionally choose and notice what brings us joy for this moment. So when we appreciate something, sabi nila, we get to recognize its full worth, understand the situation fully, and hindi ba pag may nagti-thank you po sa inyo, nakakakilig, di ba? Because that something or that someone rises in value, di ba? And so, let's first begin with the self. So with your sheet of paper, I invite you to just jot down, no, whatever first comes to your mind without overthinking it. We will not be asking you to share this, no. So this is your own file. So feel free to be transparent with yourself. What about yourself, no, would you like to thank yourself for? Kasi madalas, parang mas madali na magpasalamat sa mga kasama natin or the people around us. Pero my quick question for you is, when was the last time that you actually gave yourself a pat on your shoulder and said, thank you, self? O kaya naman, ang galing-galing mo doon, I'm proud of you, self. All right? So right now, my invitation for you is to write this down, okay? It's powerful when we get to write it down because it really, no, signals to the mind that, okay, this is what's going on. And celebrating our wins, no, can go a long way, no matter how small that they may seem. And my invitation also for you would be, ano kaya yung something that you are proud of, not just that you can do, but also certain characteristics, all right? So maybe would you consider yourself as someone who is patient, someone who is a good listener, someone who is optimistic, all right? So just jot that down. Okay, so let me share some music. Okay, so we'll do this. Again, no right or wrong answer, just whatever comes up for you today. How about for you, Chloe, if I may ask? What is
Hi.
something, what is something that comes to your mind when you are asked, what are you proud of yourself for? What would you like to thank yourself for today?
I think the one phrase I always find myself saying is, buti na lang that I am blank. I find myself like realizing when I'm faced with situation, buti na lang I'm independent. Buti na lang pinag-isipan ko. Or buti na lang I'm not bothered when I'm put in difficult situations. I'm able to cope. And I think usually that sense of pride comes in hindsight. Parang later on, ko realize pag natapos na yung situation na nakaya ko. But it's never usually in the moment that we tell ourselves that we have to be thankful that we're able to go through it. For me, I think that's what I see usually.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that observation, no? Because yes, no, it's really natural for us that and this is where this exercise comes in handy also, no? Whenever we find that space and when we become intentional na, okay, ops, press ko muna yung pause button ng saglit. I will press this and I will recognize, okay, this is what I'm proud of myself for today. And even if it's just one thing for that particular day, pag sinusulat natin siya, no, magugulat tayo. At the end of the month, di ba, meron ng 30 pala yun. Kaya naman at the end of the year, di ba, ilan na yun? And so, yung challenge lang is, wag muna natin uulitin yung nasulat na natin, di ba? And so, this is just a head start, no, for this exercise, and this is something that we can continue to do. And of course, within our own circles, di ba, hindi naman nag-stop sa sarili natin, di ba? We continue on, of course, also with the people around us. So this time, if I may ask also, di ba, pag tinanong kayo, who are the people that bring you joy? Yung tipong naiisip nyo pa lang sila, gumagaan na yung loob nyo, or napapangiti kayo, di ba?
if I may ask naman siguro Nikki this time, feel free to share one person, no need to name, or siguro an encounter with that a person. Yeah, feel free to share with us. Who brings you joy?
A lot of people. I
Yeah.
don't need names. They already know who they are. Na despite um never having met them, or just despite the difficulties of the pandemic, whenever I'm with them, they always make me laugh and they cheer me up. So I'm super happy on a Monday morning. I'm never sad on a Monday morning because I'm always with these people.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And precisely, no, when we take that moment to just stop and look around us, now, okay, these are the people who are around me actually supporting me. Minsan, it may not look like, no, or it may not sound like they're supportive. No? Minsan parang it may seem like, shocks, behind these words ba, parang feeling ko. But at the end of the day, diba, we can also check in and recognize na, baka pala this is what they're trying to say, or they're looking out for me pala. No? So just also checking those nuances as well. And of course, having also those experiences nga na, just like what Nikki shared, diba? Who are these people na even if we may not personally have met them yet, diba, face to face, bring us a sense of joy and delight, diba? So my invitation for you in your listing activity would be try as much as possible to be specific or write down categories or groups of people wherein pag nakita nyo yung label or yung name na yon, maaalala nyo kung sino sila. Yeah? And just notice how you're feeling as you're doing this as well. And so moving from people, we also get to check in, no? What are these experiences? Right? So we have a few shares also here, ayan. Yes, thank you for sharing, no, what you're proud of yourselves. And I invite you also to take a look at the chat box, no, because there's also power in recognizing one another's strengths, diba? Again, what we focus on expands. And so with this practice, no, when we actually take a look at these experiences, while if you take a look at the icons, hindi lahat ng experiences na to happy and celebratory, because we'd also like to take a look, again, looking back hindsight, no? What are these experiences now when we were going through it, we weren't sure if malalagpasan ba natin siya, and yet here we are now, no? Nalagpasan natin. O kaya naman maybe we're going through that rough patch now, recognizing that experience as it is for now, and yet observing and seeing ourselves na we're going through it, diba? And so with what we're doing right now, we are in B, we are building, no? We're building mindful habits with the practice of gratitude, no? And of noticing. And so, what are the moments na medyo you felt a little bit competitive, no? Parang, okay naman, maybe you won, maybe you lost, but what's important is you learned, diba? So, ano naman yung mga moments na maybe some of you have shared din kanina or check-in? We may be feeling lost, no, in life. And so, feeling lost or that state of feeling lost is also a place, okay? So, it's okay, it's valid to also be there. And may we remember, diba, that we are also journeying, no? So malalagpasan din natin tong phase na to. How about those moments na may eureka moments kayo, may na-discover kayo, or may nakilala kayong friend, di ba? The first time na blank, our firsts, right? And so recognizing these experiences as they are, our milestones, yeah? Milestones of those dear to us. Okay, so keep those coming, everyone. And of course, looking around us, no, literally, nature that sustains us. Water that we drink, food that we eat, even, no, with the food that we eat, my invitation for you is the next meal that you have, or maybe the next drink that you have, just for the first 5 minutes, no, chew and drink and relish that slowly. Maybe for the next rice meal or the bread that you will be eating, no, let's say a quick parang message of thanks in our minds for even the farmers, yung mga magsasaka, everyone who has made it possible for that to be on our tables, diba? At the same time, looking around us, meron po ba tayong mga, plantito-plantita here in the house? You can use your emojis if you are a plantito, plantita. O kaya naman, may mga tanim ba kayo na ready nang lutuin, di ba? Or ginagawa niyo bang tsaa? Ayan. So you can share that with us. Also, meron po ba tayong kapitbahay o kaya naman alaga na manok na tumitilaok sa umaga? O kaya naman yung manok ng kapitbahay tumitilaok. Na minsan gusto pa natin matulog pero ginigising na tayo. Gising na po, tilaok. Ayan. So these gentle things that we see day to day, no? Maybe the gentle breeze of the wind. Baka mainit pero biglang may simoy ng hangin, no? Na okay, sa hapon medyo mas lumalamig na ba? O kaya naman as simple or as day-to-day as the sunrise and the sunset. And so, listing that down. How about aspects of community? Ayan. Yung mga kapitbahay niyo po ba, your literal neighbors, did you get to meet them now during this situation? No? Baka mas nakilala or mas nakikita natin sila. Our furry friends, of course. Maybe some of you have pets. O kaya naman yung pet ng kapitbahay na naging pet na rin natin. Naka-close natin. Di ba? Pag lumalabas tayo, ayan, nakikita natin sila. Your circles, di ba? And work. Ayan, pati yung school communities natin, mga batchmate natin, classmate natin. Alright? Friends who we may have across the globe. Alright? Ayan. Meron daw pong chicken si Miss Rina, yan, na-share niya. Ayan, plantita daw. Ayan. And also, here we have, diba relate daw sa tilaok ng manok. Diba it's something that we hear every day. Pero hey, it's a sign of also something that brings us together. Diba? It's a shared experience. Also your students, ayan, for Jed naman, na-share niya. And also workmates, diba? These are the people whom we may encounter each day, diba? Pero iba pa rin when we take a moment to stop and say a message of thanks or have or feel this sense of gratitude for them. Also our faith communities, diba? And so right now, as we continue to expand that, my invitation for you is, what about your discovering of what purpose or impact you would like to share to the world, no? Reminding ourselves that there's no such big or small thing because all of these create ripple effects. Right? Yung isang gesture natin, as simple as a smile, kahit na sabihin natin for a moment lang na ganito yung naging feeling natin, no? Pero hindi natin alam, no? It tumatatak to, alright? It builds up, alright? And so, if you may list down, what is that sense of purpose or impact that you envision or that you dream to continue to live along each day, alright? So maybe that could include sharing really that sense of hope, o kaya naman listening to a friend, no? During these days, as simple as listening, minsan di natin kailangan magbigay ng advice, di ba? Yung pakikinig lang, yung alam natin na may nakikinig sa atin, it goes a long way. And so here we hear some, yung huni daw ng ibon, ng garden, no? Tapos yung mga barking, yun, minsan mga barking in the wrong moments daw, di ba? You encounter that. And so, ayan, ang ganda naman ng pangalan ni Ate Songkiss. Yes. Yan, so grateful for workmates daw. So shout out daw po sa mga JM here present. Yan. So family, no, and teachers. So it's good that we're able to write this down. Yan. So keep those coming. Pwede pong mag-shout out sa chat, ha, anytime. And so right now, no, we ask ourselves, how can we support each other? So everybody, I invite you to take a look at your list. Just parang literally putting it in front of you and just taking a look at that. And maybe seeing and knowing that this list, no, continues to build up and that you are also part of that list. And that this list binds us all together. All right? Okay. And so with that, no, how can we support each other, no? Everyone in that we listed below. And so we can hope together, no, but it's easier said than done, no, syempre, because we gotta also evaluate and check in with ourselves. Ano yung na-experience or encounter natin? Okay, so if you can share with us in the chat box, saan kayo mas nakaka-relate dito? Sa mindful na 2 words wherein maybe we're eating tapos yung mind natin nasa, okay, ito yung gagawin ko mamaya. Tapos ito naman yung lulutuin ko for dinner. Tapos, bukas, ito. Excited na ako sa weekend, ganyan, no? So, of course, all of those thoughts are valid, okay? Nothing wrong with that, no? And so, the invitation lang is to allow ourselves to be in that mindful, 1-word state wherein na-appreciate talaga natin, no? Or we are savoring our meal, no? So, when we're focused on what we are doing here, no? And so, what are the effects daw when we're actually focused on what we're doing, no? Because it allows us to reduce that feeling of anxiety, gives us better cognitive performance kasi it clears the mind, di ba? Na okay, ito muna yung gagawin ko for now. And it allows us to show up better because it gives us that sense of being good listeners because we get to notice not just what we hear, no, but what is actually being said talaga, diba? Hindi lang yung literal na sound na naririnig natin, pero what's the message behind this, okay? And so with that, ayan, I'll browse through a few responses. So keep those coming. So a number of us are feeling mindful. So mind space full, no? And I'd like to recognize and really acknowledge that indeed, no, that's perfectly normal because as human beings, that's how we're wired. We're wired to have thousands of thoughts a day. And a number naman have shared here also that you are already practicing mindful 1-word practices. No? So that's wonderful. So recognizing this and just checking in with ourselves. And what is nga ba the definition? No? What is the definition of mindfulness? So when we're mindful daw, it is when we are aware of that, it's the awareness now, rather, mindfulness. It's the awareness that arises, no, through paying attention on purpose. So we're intentional, no? Sabi nga nila, our attention nowadays is currency because what we bring our focus or energy into, diba, we spend time and energy on that particular something. And so it's important that we get to manage and just at least become aware, no? Saan ba napupunta yung energy natin? So we do it on purpose in the present moment because most of the time, we can either be in the past or the future, no? So madalas yan, we're thinking of, sana ganito, o kaya naman, ganito yung gagawin ko. Pero yung present moment, nakakaligtaan nating ma-recognize or ma-enjoy, diba? And so we do this non-judgmentally in the service of understanding ourselves better and gaining that sense of wisdom. Because when we understand ourselves better, we become less judgy or mas nagiging less judgmental tayo sa sarili natin at sa ibang tao. Okay? And with that kindness and compassion, all right, my invitation for you is this is just a quick exercise, okay? So you can choose to do this right now or after the session wherein you will be writing a thank you note, one, for someone you know. So yung unang pumapasok sa head nyo, no need to overthink it. Tapos pipicturean nyo yan and then you'll send that to that someone. And this is how you'll do it. Let's be ultra specific as to what you're thankful for. So it can be, thank you, Anna, for listening to me yesterday. All right? Napansin nyo ba, iba yung feeling pag sinabihan kayong thank you po, versus thank you for replying to my email. Even as simple as that, diba? O kaya naman, thank you for reviewing my proposal. Thank you for giving me feedback. Right? This is also deepening our communications. And another would be writing a thank you note for a stranger. Ano pong gagawin natin sa note na yan? You'll put that in your wallet. And then, the next time you can freely go out, put alcohol first, and then you maybe just following our gut feel, no? Pag napansin yung maybe it would be nice to share this to that particular person. So it can be a little bit generic this time. So a few words of encouragement maybe, and just sharing that to that individual or maybe group that you encounter. Okay, amazing, everyone. And so with this, no, my invitation for you is to send that right after this session, okay, to that someone you know, if possible. So, pwedeng electronic muna siya. And so right now, hahanda na ba kayong tumawa, everyone? We're going now for our laughter therapy proper. Okay, so we are going to create spaces and connect to that inner sense of resilience and courage within us and do it together. So everybody, only if the bandwidth permits, we encourage you to turn on your video. If not, okay lang din, okay? Because we get to see a few people naman na here, no? And we get to mirror one another already, okay? So again, monitoring, not required. Only kung kaya ng internet for today. Because that's another practice of mindfulness, ha? Our experience day to day can change. And so, just like our internet connection, di ba? Sometimes it can be smooth, sometimes a little bit slow. So that's okay. So you can keep your cameras off. That's perfectly fine. Just join in our exercises. Okay? So let's start first. Sabi pala nila, bago tayo tumawa, smile muna. Okay, so everybody, before we do this, let's give ourselves a gentle stretch first. Let's stretch. Let's create a fist and then stretching up and out, reaching our arms up and create a wave. Woohoo! All right. Yes, so for those who may be experiencing unstable connection, it's okay to keep your videos off. Bring our hands down. Wonderful. This time, I invite you to go for our first level of smile, which looks like this, just smiling with our lips. Okay. Next would be smiling while showing our teeth. Yes, no problem po. Feel free to keep your cameras off as well. That's perfectly fine. Ayan, tumatawa na daw yung kapitbahay niya. Ayan. So next is smiling with our teeth out and cheeks puffing up as if we are all rather, the new endorsers of the latest toothpaste. Ayan. Or your leading toothpaste. Okay. Amazing, amazing. Ang cute-cute niyo po lahat. O, diba ng mga bata pa tayo, pinipisil yung pisngi natin. Ayan. Okay. Next would be third level. Let's bring our eyebrows up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Amazing. This time, let's keep our eyebrows up while maintaining a wide smile. Looks like this, para pong clown, ha? And then let's feel free to move your shoulders and your hands around. O, di ba? Medyo natatawa na tayo. Alright. Para po tayong may pinipresent sa O-Shopping. Tada! Ayan. Amazing, amazing, everyone. Next would be, okay, handa na po ba tayo? Yung next po, medyo, next is a challenge, okay? This will come in handy pag may napanood po kayong funny video. Kaso may nag-online class o kaya naman may ibang nag-meeting, okay? So silent laughter. This is how it looks like, ha? Let's do it together. So medyo may pa-lean back effect pa. Okay, let's do it. Ready, set, go. Amazing, amazing. Ayan. Okay, everybody breathing in deeply. And exhaling. Breathing in. And exhaling through the mouth. All right. And word of precaution, maximum number of minutes that we laugh, not pala minutes, seconds rather, is 20 seconds. Napansin niyo po na po ba before? Merong sobrang bentang joke na sinabi yung friend niyo. Tapos, wait lang, friend. Tawang-tawa kayo. Kaso, wait lang, friend, hihinga muna ako. So, ayan. Let's remind ourselves to take that breathing break in between, okay? Because we don't like to hyperventilate. Ayan. O, diba na, natatawa na daw po yung mga kasama natin. Ayan. So we are spreading joy, no, with what we're doing. So everybody, that's just the start, no? Silent laughter pa lang. So right now, I'll be teaching you, and I hope you can join me, with the laughter wherein yung hangin, no? So the air is going up, no? Our upper palate or yung ngala-ngala natin. So ganito po siya, ha, 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 ha. And you'll notice that your diaphragm or your tummy will be moving in and out as you do this. Okay? So we'll do it with claps. Ganito po siya. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Amazing, amazing. Let's do this together. Ready, set, go. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Amazing, amazing. Next naman, we'll be going through 5 syllables. Ha, he, hi, ho. Who? Can we say this together? Ha, he, hi, ho. Who? Great. Let's do this. First with ha. So the ha is the most natural type of laughter, and my invitation for you is to bring your hand on top of your upper belly, a little bit above your belly button. Notice how your diaphragm is moving, and so indeed, no, laughing is a form of exercise. Okay? So ganito po siya. Ganyan. Sa una, pilit. Pilit. Okay lang yon. Next thing you'll know, tawang-tawa na talaga tayo. Okay? So okay lang din if throughout it's a bit forced, that's okay. The effect is still the same to our bodies, no? The mind does not recognize if it's legitimate or genuine laughter versus we're just acting it out. Okay? So let's try that. Breathing in, everybody. And together. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling deeply and exhaling. Wonderful, wonderful, everyone. Next would be he. Ayan, napansin niyo ba? Di ba minsan pag may nagte-text ng joke, o kaya naman knock-knock, tapos who's there? Hehe, hehe, hehe. O kaya naman may slight atraso tayo sa friend natin, tapos sa bandang dulo, meron tayong hehe, gano'n. Ay, naku, oo nga pala, thank you, pinaalala mo sa akin, papadala ko na, hehe, gano'n. No? So yung mga gano'n. And so, to everybody, let's bring our hand to our throat area. Gently lang, very gently. Notice how your vocal cords are vibrating as you laugh. Okay, let's do this together. Ready, set, go. And exhaling. Nakakatuwa naman. An amazing. Amazing, everyone. Next would be ba yung massager sa ulo? Very gentle. Tapos, ulo niya parang tusok. So, how it works is, sige, the good news is, hindi na po natin kailangan i-add to cart. Kasi, kahit na may sale pa, no? Kasi we can bring our attention, everyone, to, ayan, the tips of our fingertips. And let's give ourselves, medyo makakasira lang po muna ng hairdo, ha? Okay lang yan. Let's do this together. Placing our fingertips on our scalp like this, let's give ourselves a gentle scalp massage. All right. While saying and laughing, para po tayong kinikiliti. Okay, let's do this together. Ready, set, go. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, ayos-ayos po muna ng hair. Okay, let's do that again. Wonderful, wonderful, everyone. Ayan, medyo challenging po sa office. Ano, okay lang yan. Gawin po natin pag uwi mamaya. Tapos share po natin sa mga kasama natin sa bahay. So, ha, he, hi, ho. Loving the energy, everyone. Now, let's just have a quick reset. I invite you, if you may, let's all stand up. Let's take a standing break. And let's shake our hands like this. Okay. And let's shake, 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 shake. And then I invite you to say, okay, copy. We'll use English only po. Okay. So we will use this hand and we will shake our hands like this, letting go of any stress or anxiety or maybe pent up feelings that we may be feeling right now. And just letting go of these. All right. Even trying to swing along our arms like this, swinging side to side. All right. Amazing, everyone. This is something that you can do in between or along the day. Diba? Just something to wake ourselves up. Amazing, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. Let's all sit down and just notice how this feels. No? So we have two more. Does any one of you have a countdown already for how many days left till Christmas? Because we'll be copying Santa Claus for our last type of, not yet last, second to the last type of laughter. Okay, so bring your hands to your lower belly this time, below your belly button. It's a bit of a deeper kind of laughter. We'll be laughing together, saying, ho, 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 ho. Let's try this. Ready, set, go. Ho, 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 ho. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. Great. Next would be hoo 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 hoo. And this is where we would love to remind everybody that this is an opportunity for us, no? With who? This is where we recognize, diba? Sometimes we have a type of laughter, hoo-hoo bells, wherein we're not so sure what to do, parang iyak-tawa na lang, or we're laughing and crying at the same time, no? And so with the laughter practice, it's not outright just dismissing what we're feeling, okay? It's not just automatically bypassing and going for laughing and smiling. What we're doing in the first step is really to first recognize, okay, what am I feeling? All right? So what we can do is we can recognize that, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now. And in life, there would be challenges. In life, there would be moments wherein I may not be sure what I'm supposed to do, or I'm feeling rattled or overwhelmed. And yet, no, we can always remind ourselves that we can get back up again and again and again. So, and with that, as we laugh, hoo hoo hoo, I'd like you to copy the mascot, the balloon mascot, no, and go back to being childlike. Because as children, diba, we allowed ourselves to feel our entire range of feelings. When we felt like crying, we would cry and let the emotions out, right? And so my invitation is for you to copy this mascot or this balloon, waving your hands like this, and just allow yourselves to play and be silly together for a bit. And we'll laugh together. Okay, let's do this together. Ready, set, go. All right, bringing your hands down, inhaling deeply and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling deeply and exhaling. Amazing, amazing, everyone. And so if you can type in the chat box, what is your favorite type of laughter? From our silent laughter to our ha-he-he-ho-hoo. Do you have a favorite one? So you can share that with us today. So some has Ruel has shared hihihihi. Ayan. Isa rin yan sa favorite ko. So, diba? Really giving ourselves that space, no? So while you're sharing what your favorite type of laughter is, I'd like to share some of the benefits, no, of what we just did. It allows us to relax our bodies, makes us youthful. It protects the heart, no? Relieves stress, brings lightness and ease, burns calories even, and it boosts our immune system. Right? And so, yes, for most, the most natural talaga is the ha 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 ha. No? So libreng vitamins po to, everyone, no? And this is a study by Robinson, Smith, and Siegel in 2019, no? So they have validated that these are some of the benefits of what we just did, no? Our laughter practice. So together, everybody, can we do one more round of our ha 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 ha? Okay? Ready, set, go. Ha 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 or pwede ring silent kung may nagbi-meeting. Breathing in and breathing out. And just placing one hand rather on top of the heart center, followed by the other palm. Only if you're comfortable, close your eyes for a bit. And just notice how this feels. Breathing in deeply and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Wonderful. And slowly opening your eyes if they were closed. And let's take this opportunity, to give each other our warm smiles. Okay. So for a moment. Okay. So here, moving forward. So syempre, di ba, na-try na po natin yung mga techniques today. But wait, there's more. It doesn't stop today, no? So my invitation for everyone and our invitation, no, together with Positive Workplaces today, is to take this practice moving forward, no? It's called the Mindful Minute. Just taking one out of 1,440 minutes we have per day. So we don't have to do it 5 minutes, 10, or 30 minutes outright, no? Just 1 minute can make that difference. 1 minute whenever you feel like doing it, no? For some, it works as they wake up. For some, pockets within our day. For some, bago po tayo matulog or before we sleep. Okay? And so some more ways of biohacking, no, would be our breath, just like we did earlier, just breathing in slowly and breathing out slowly. For the hug, can we do this together? Everybody stretching your arms like this, placing it by the square of the screen as if we're giving each other virtual hugs. Ayan, amazing, amazing. And then slowly crisscrossing our arms and bringing our hands to our upper arms or our shoulders. Accepting that embrace and also giving ourselves that well-deserved self-hug. And also, next would be, ayan, feel free to uncross the arms. Of course, we also have our smiles. So I think, ayan, in a bit, no, we'll have a chance for our photo op. So everybody, can we try one more round of that? First level, smiling with our lips. Second level, smiling with our cheeks, puffing out teeth, flashing out. And bring our eyebrows up, wide smiles. Amazing, amazing. Next would be moving forward. We invite you to share what you have learned, because one of the best ways we get to learn something is to actually teach them to other people, diba? It can be as simple as the breathing technique or some of our laughter exercises today. At least 3 people po yun, okay? So this is our BayaniHAHAn challenge. And so right now, let's open up our Menti again. And let's go to this QR code. So we will be, sharing with each other today, what is your main takeaway? Or what is that one technique that you will be sharing to people close to you? All right. Ayan, so ayan, marami nang nag-share din. Okay. So these are the feelings that we have earlier. So thank you for sharing how you're feeling. Right now, you may share what are your main takeaways from this session today. You can also use the chat box. Ayan. So for Amelin, sinishare niya na indeed, laughter is the best medicine. Yes. Sending hugs now from Aimee. Okay lang po, no worries. You can also use the chat box, all right, to share your main takeaways from today. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining actively, no, and participating actively. Yan, so we'll echo some of those. Ayan. So laughter technique, staying calm, starting with laughter, and really reconnecting to that natural capacity for us to laugh. Some of you have shared na it's been a while that we have laughed like this. And indeed, it's a bit challenging to laugh during these times. Pero may we also give ourselves that sense of gentleness and compassion that it's okay, It's okay to laugh and to give ourselves that gentle boost, And but of course, first recognizing how we're feeling. So laughter can take away the stress in life. Hugging, feeling better, also noticing how we're feeling, laughter being contagious, being present, Because one of the best presents as in regalo that we can give other people, would be our presence, ang presensya natin. Alright, so a number of you feel energized today. And so, from the past, it's a bit difficult to smile. Yes, recognizing that experience. And especially, with all that's going on, that's valid. That's perfectly fine. You are not alone in that experience. And so, thank you for joining us in the techniques today. So here we can see other responses as well. And so, the ha-he-he-ho-hu, diba? How we can release the tension, how we can ease some sense of sadness, diba? And so with all of these, everyone, always remember, may we always remember that we can always go back to this. Ayan. So keep those coming, everyone, okay? So at this point, we're opening the floor also for questions while we're echoing some of your takeaways. Ayan, gagawin daw, yes, pwede po natin itong gawin kahit mag-isa. Alright, there's no limit. Pwede rin po natin siyang gawin kasama yung mga plants natin. Ayan. Magugulat po tayo, biglang maganda na yung tubo nila. Mas maganda pa lalo, di ba? And so we have here happiness being a choice. Simple smile changes the mood, instantly. And so everybody, this is all made possible with that intention, with that choice. So again, let's go back to our ABCs. A, ayan. So while I'm waiting for a few questions, you can send your questions, to let me.
So you can send
to Chloe. Yes, to Chloe. Yeah, to Chloe or to me if you would like it to be anonymous.
Right.
Okay. Or if you're open naman for everyone to see that, you can also share it in the chat box. Okay. And so we'll go back to our ABCs. Diba? Yung A is our really going back to awareness. Diba? B is to building mindful habits, just like the breath work. And C, connecting within and around us. So ayan, pwede po natin siyang gawin weekly, my invitation for you is to share this with the people who you're working with or maybe you live with, Of course, practicing social distancing o kaya naman kahit online. Kahit remind nyo lang yung isa't isa na, tawa tayo sabay-sabay wherever we are right now, And so, yes, feeling relieved. And so you'll receive a few reminders in a bit later from positive workplaces with regard to the e-certificates. Ayan. Yes, thank you. Ayan, sabihin nga nating lahat yung amazing. Ayan, everybody, can we all say amazing? Ayan, so ready, set, go. Amazing! All right. So thank you everyone, for actively participating. So meron dito, ayan, so if I'm not mistaken, the recording will be uploaded on the website of Positive Workplaces. Yan, so that you may also be guided as to how to share this. So yes, in this stressful world, diba, may we not forget to smile because this is one of the simplest and best gifts that we can share to others. As simple as our smile, diba? Thank you everyone for sharing. So here we will be sharing an evaluation form. Yeah, amazing. And so with this, yes, as much as we want to smell here. And yes, so thank you for sharing. Feel free to do this when you get home, when there's a safer space to do the practices. So, okay lang yan. We trust that you have seen, and the video rather will be uploaded naman po. Ayan. So any questions that may arise after this session, you may just send a message also, So there's a question here. Will this be effective, although in truth, and in fact that you are sad, no, due to some problems that we have. So really the first step, no, is to recognize and to label that, okay, this is how I am feeling right now. I am feeling sad, and that is okay, no? And really the purpose of our laughter practice is, after we have allowed ourselves to feel that feeling, moving forward, no? So when we need that gentle push, okay naman, but there are some days na pagkagising natin, we're not in the best mood. Pero the good news is, no, we can give ourselves that space or that gentle stretch, that gentle smile, and to just give ourselves that permission to show up for that moment muna. And then give yourselves, no, let's still give ourselves that space to feel our feelings pa rin. Okay? Because sabi nga dun sa movie na Inside Out, di ba? It is when we also feel sadness that we truly get to appreciate what it feels like to feel joy and experience joy. And so all of these feelings are like visitors, no? Para silang kumakatok, knock, 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 ganyan, no? So really visitors, allowing ourselves to experience and enjoy life to its fullest. So i-recognize natin yan. That's part of our experience as humans. So meron dito, is this type of therapy working in all situations? No? So how can I help do the laughing exercise if I do not have any inspiration to do it? Ayan. So yes, there are moments na hindi natin siya feel gawin. So my invitation for you is, kahit hindi muna tayo tumawa, let's do this together, no? So it's clenching our fists. Notice what you're feeling as you crunch in. Para po tayong, we're like turtles going in the shell. And then slowly open up your palms, stretching up and out. All right? Doing this gesture of openness will not directly, no, hindi naman, it doesn't change everything, but it signals to the body that, hey, I think this is something that is feasible. This is something that I can do. Okay? So, yon, there are times that it may not always feel like it's working, or it may not work right away, but it's worth the shot, no? Because how it works is it sends signals to the mind, no? Our bodily actions send signals to the mind that, okay, things are pretty much in control, okay? And so we'll be sharing a few of our key slides or yung mga important notes with everyone after this session. So we'll condense that a little bit para saving din sa file storage, diba? So yes, of course, you can use this for your class po, no? So this is something that people of all ages, even children, no, they're the most natural people, parang laughers. Kumbaga, when there are experts when it comes to laughing, it's probably them, no, because they do it naturally without any hesitations. Yeah, so definitely you can use this for class. And so, ayan, thank you everyone, no? Yes, may nag-share na love nga nila yung Inside Out na movie. Ayan, thank you everyone for generously sharing the gift of your presence today. And as we close off, just before a few reminders, so please stay, okay? I'd like to remind you with this quote, no? The most important thing is to remember. The most important thing. Ulit-ulit. Talaga. Kasi it's really identifying, no? What's important for me now? And it may change, and that's okay. Basta napipinpoint natin siya. Alright. So right now, I'll guide you through just a quick exercise wherein we'll be sharing well wishes for ourselves and people around us. So this is just for a moment. Ayan, let's sit up straight. Breathing in deeply and breathing out. Really just embodying all that we have experienced today, honoring each and every individual in the room and who may have been in the room with us earlier, and all who will be viewing this video, diba? Yan. Also giving ourselves that space to be still, even just for a few minutes. I will be saying a few well wishes that you can repeat in your mind. All right. If you are not comfortable to do this, you can just listen in. Okay. So sitting up straight here, breathing in slowly and breathing out. For this moment, may I be at peace. For this moment, May my community and my family be at peace. For this moment, may I trust. For this moment, may the nation continue to trust. For this moment, may I be healthy. For this moment, may my loved ones and my community members be healthy. For this moment, may I be grateful. For this moment, may my loved ones be grateful. For this moment, may I be reminded that I am full of love and that I am capable of loving. For this moment, may I, together with all beings, be reminded that they are full of love and that they are capable of loving. And so slowly bringing one hand on top of another, on top of our heart center, where we can feel our heart beating. And just remembering that no matter what life throws at us, no matter what kind of journey we face in life, we can always go back to the courage that is already within us, to our breath, and may we remember that we are never alone in this. Breathing in and breathing out. Just remembering how this feels. And slowly opening your eyes if they were closed and placing your hands down on your lap. And so I'll pass on now the mic back to Chloe. So thank you everyone for your active participation today. Please stay. We have a few reminders for everyone. All right.
Okay, so thank you everybody. If there are no more questions, wala na pa bang habol na questions? I'm just gonna answer some of the questions in terms of the PowerPoint. I think you can watch the presentation after. We'll be posting it on our website page where you'll be able to watch a rerun of this entire session. You can also follow our page for other content like this, and we can find ways also in case you want to organize such a workshop with Miss Kim also for your organization. So you can reach out to us via our Facebook page or even our email. So I just have some reminders. After these reminders, we'll be sending the evaluation. So coming soon, we have other talks like this. In the next few weeks, we'll be talking about how public servants can manage difficult people and kaginhawaan, understanding Filipino well-being. So we'll be talking a little bit about Psikologiyang Pilipino, and our team will be sending the registration links for that as well in the chat in case you are interested. You know, more opportunities like this, more people who are pushing for this kind of advocacy, this happiness that I hope you all took from the session. At one point, I saw myself in the camera and I realized that's why I kept laughing, because I looked so funny laughing. So embarrassing sometimes to laugh out loud, but I think we should not be ashamed of allowing ourselves to be happy. Another thing that we have right now is the Positive Young Leaders of the Philippines program, where we're actually trying to gather stories of positive leaders, youth leaders specifically in the Philippines. And there are certain programs that we'll be having, especially this Saturday, where we'll be teaching about positive leadership to the youth and also giving an opportunity for networking between other positive leaders. And there's an actual application process that you can go through in order to sort of get feedback also in your story and to also win prizes depending on your story as well. So that is ongoing right now. We sent the application form for that. Another thing that we'll be having again is the Positive Leadership course. So we're opening registration for this again. I think some are familiar with this. We have some people from DSWD who have already actually participated in this course. So in case you are interested, we cover things like core leadership principles, positive leadership in crisis management, which I feel like is very critical right now. Like, it's not just about being a manager and having people know what to do, but it's actually being there, emotionally present, knowing how to guide the people you work with. We'll be also talking about positive leadership styles and how to actually actualize the things you learn. So creating your own roadmap as a leader to executing everything theoretical that you learned in our course. So their registration link has been sent in the chat as well. So yes, please register for the next two webinars that we'll be having. We're collaborating with some organizations also for that. So I think we have some people also who are joining from JCI. So thanks for joining this session also. I think it gives you an idea how many people we can help by having these kinds of workshops. Okay, and if there are any more no more questions, you can also follow us on our page. Please follow us on Facebook and share it to other people, because imagine how many people could benefit just from DJ Tracy sharing this webinar to so many people and having them join us right now. It's been giving so much people the opportunity to laugh, which I feel is very difficult right now. Personally, it's getting closer to home, the people who are affected by the situation right now. So thanks so much also, Achi Kim. So just background, I knew Achi Kim from high school pa. So long ago. I mean, I'm about to graduate college already. So thanks so much for giving us this opportunity also to collaborate. Okay, so are there any questions that you would like to ask? So maybe someone in the room has pahabol. Okay. So right now we'll be sending the evaluation link, your evaluation link. Yes. So all videos, I'm going to show you our website. Actually, if you go to positiveworkplaces.org and you access our page, we actually have all the webinars that we've ever had before, all online, where you can rewatch in your own time. That's where you can access it. I'll send you the link right now. If you go to resources, you'll be able to access it there. So there. Our tech support also sent it. I'll just share screen right now so that you can see how that looks like. So if this is our website, and if you click resources, you'll actually be able to access the videos we had from the previous months, even from the beginning, for those sessions that we were able to record. In case you have friends that you feel like would benefit from watching this kind of webinar, you can actually access that here. So you can actually read articles created by our team also. Okay. Here. So let me load that. So we have some articles as well as our videos at the bottom here. So we have on the topic of channeling emotions, positive emotions at work. All of the webinars from the 2020 are all here. You can make the most out of it. So someone has a question right now in the chat box. How can you actually insist on being positive even though they don't want to bring in the positivity? So maybe you have your own opinion on this, Achi, Kim. Maybe you can answer that question in the chat
So
box.
I think yon there's also really going back no to ABC na going back to awareness. So encouraging that someone to first recognize, okay, ano kaya yung nararamdaman, or what am I feeling right now? Because again, as humans, no, we can and we are allowed to feel all of our emotions. And yun, maybe for those moments wherein we notice na parang baka ba medyo prolonged na, or maybe is it like that sense of yun, like when we wish to encourage them, syempre, diba, as relational beings also, we'd like to cheer them up, no? So I guess one way would also be to remind them that we are here and open to listen, because sometimes before getting into the stage of becoming positive again or seeing really the brighter side of things, no, it also helps for us and to know that someone is listening to us. So maybe for that friend or for that someone we know, it's okay also to encourage them to share if they are open to share, or maybe journal about it. So yeah. So yeah, that's a good question.
I think I can sort of add on that. I
Yes,
think
please.
in this situation it is as equal to allow them to feel bad as it is to encourage them to feel good. Going through the process of feeling your feelings and allowing yourself to feel is how you get to more genuine happiness at the end. But then, of course, being there to listen and just let them air things out is already a great way for you to encourage them towards that positivity journey. So I hope you guys are able to do that also for the people who need that ear right now, just someone to talk to. Okay, so our evaluation link was sent at the bottom. How do you feel about that opinion, Achike, before we end the webinar? Like that
Yeah, it's really reminding ourselves na it's a journey and that this too shall pass. And so the phrase this too shall pass gives us a sense of reassurance for those rough times. But at the same time, even for the happy and joyful moments, we're reminded to really make the most out of it, no? Na ma-maximize natin siya. So I would, that's such a profound insight, no, what you shared, Chloe. I appreciate how indeed, no, equal silang dalawa, yung mga experience natin na to. And all of these, no, are make us stronger and make us who we are then today. So yun,
So thanks everyone for joining us today. That concludes our webinar. We took some photos during the laughing session, but then if you're interested in taking one more photo right now, maybe you can open your camera so that we can just take one concluding photo. So if you can just open your cameras and then
Let's
bring out
share.
all those smiles.
Yes, sharing the gift of our smiles to everyone in the Zoom room.
So if someone in the team can please take a screenshot.
I want to take a screenshot so
All
everyone
right.
smile. There's a couple of pages, so just keep smiling. 1, 2, 3. Next page, hold your smile. It's a really beautiful smile, and as we know, that's are really good for us. So 1, 2, 3. Next page, I think this is our most attended webinar, so we're so glad you're here. Just hold your smile. One more, a couple more. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Thank you, Kim, so much for this really wonderful session.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Yay! Heart, heart, heart.
Feel free to continue yung the thank you note practice. So, hindi pala limited to one person. Pwede pang magdagdag. Ayan.
Don't forget to send your thank you notes to people, showing gratitude to make someone's day way better.
Thank you for blank, and then call them by their nickname.
Grabe talaga kanina. I got so shocked. Chicken, you're really laughing. That I couldn't stop myself from laughing with you because of how genuine you were. I think it's a really good skill to be able to laugh like that. So amazing.
Much love, much love. Thank you also for the patience. Tech ganap natin. Sabi ko, oh wow. Invitation to practice slow breathing. So nung nagsa-start na, biglang nag-start siya sa chat. Tapos, biglang, naghang. So okay naman na towards the end. So thank you for the patience there.
Okay, so thank you everyone.
Yes, thank you everyone for sharing the gift of your laughter and your smiles. And really, no, showing up from your own spaces, talagang nationwide, nakakatuwa how technology, diba, brings us together.
Okay, so thanks everybody. We'll be closing the Zoom in a minute. You can reach out to us via our email also if you have any further questions, email or Facebook. Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Nikki, I don't think I
Drink